Hey everybody, alright, in this video let's talk about Magic Happens, the new parade that just premiered at Disneyland a few weeks ago. So I'm going to go over with you my thoughts on this parade, and boy do I have a lot of thoughts in regard to this parade. So I'm going to start off with the good, okay, the positive. In this parade, I absolutely love the floats. They're so beautifully crafted. They're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous between the Moana float, the Frozen float, the Coco float. It's a good mix of different franchises, some that we haven't seen in a really long time with Sword in the Stone. And I just think that Disneyland's entertainment department hit a complete home run when it came to deciding what franchises they're going to use in this parade and how they designed these floats. I think they did a masterful job. It's really well done, high quality. Okay, now I'm going to kind of get into some of the stuff that I don't like, but there is a lot of gray area here, so it's kind of weird. I love the music. I'm a big fan of Todrick Hall, a huge fan of Todrick Hall. I've been a fan of his for a really long time, and I knew he would hit a home run when it comes to the music. And he did. The song that they use for Magic Happens is a fantastic song. But, and there's a but here, the song itself is great. If I'm in my room or in my apartment and I want to listen to something great, I can put on Magic Happens and, I'm enjoying myself. The problem is that the song doesn't match the parade. You have this really whimsical, really classic, traditional looking Disney parade, right? And then they take this really modern, kind of hip song and they try to kind of fuse the two together. And in my opinion, they don't work. They don't work together. Like, I love hot sauce, right? And I love ice cream. But I don't want hot sauce on my ice cream, right? Sometimes, you can like two things, but they don't go well together. That's exactly how I feel about the music and this parade. It's a classic, traditional looking parade, very whimsical. And then you put this hip and modern soundtrack over it. It just doesn't fit. It doesn't feel right, in my opinion. It's really odd. It's almost like taking the Wreck-It Ralph soundtrack and applying it to the Beauty and the Beast movie. It just wouldn't work. It's just a weird combination, in my opinion. Another pet peeve I have with this parade are the massive, and I mean massive, gaps in between the parade floats. You have a float that will go by, and then there's like this huge stretch of nothingness, really. It's very, very bare until the next float, and it seems like the gaps in between the floats are much longer than the typical Disney parade. And it kind of, in my opinion, it takes you out of the whole experience. One of the things I loved about the 1990s Disneyland parades was how immersive these things were. When you watched the Lion King celebration, it was everywhere. If you were on Main Street, you couldn't get away from it. It was all around you. Aladdin's Caravan, same thing. This one doesn't do that. It trickles in. You'll have a float. Oh, yay, there's the float. And then you'll go for, it seems like miles, which it's not, but it feels like miles before the next one. And I think there's too many of those really long gaps in between the floats. They needed more performance actors, maybe smaller floats in between the main big floats to kind of fill and flesh things out a little bit. The parade seems really, really, really light. It doesn't feel like it's a full parade in a lot of ways. Okay. Now, again, I know this sounds really negative, and I don't hate the parade. I actually really like it. It's a good, solid addition to Disneyland, but it's not Disneyland's best parade, in my opinion. It's just not. There's a lot of things in this parade that just do not work. A lot of the individual elements are great, but like I said, they don't really go together, and it's just kind of odd. And on a side note, I also do want to say, though, I absolutely love the Frozen and the Coco floats. I mean, those are really, really gorgeous floats. Really well made. Really great stuff there. Really awesome. But overall, you guys, if I were to rank this parade 1 out of 10, 10 being the most amazing thing ever and 1 being terrible, I'd give it a solid 7. Solid 7. It's a good score. I mean, it's not terrible, not amazing. 7 is what I'd give it. But what do you guys think about Magic Happens? What are your thoughts on it? I would love to hear from you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, have a magical day.